our warm-up question recap for the week of December 7th through 11th. This will be our last set of homework questions for this year. You won't see any more until January. Woohoo! All right, so number 1. The human small intestine is lined with finger-like structures called villi. What is the purpose of the villi? If you'll remember in class that the purpose of the villi is to increase the surface area of the small intestine, allowing for more nutrient absorption. And if you pulled it out straight, and then cut it, it would be the surface area of a tennis court. So it allows lots of absorption in that small space. So that's the answer to number 1, that the villi increase the surface area. Number 2, why are the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas called accessory organs of the digestive system? They are called accessory organs because they're important to the digestive process, but they don't directly digest food. They don't come in direct contact with food. So they're absolutely important in that you must have them, but they don't directly digest food. So they're called accessory organs. Number 3, what is the function of the excretory system? And that is D, to filter blood and then remove liquid waste from the body. So if you'll remember, solid waste is produced by the digestive system, and water is one of the things that gets filtered out of the blood, and that becomes urine when you combine it with salt and urea and uric acid and all those other things. So the function of the excretory system is to filter blood and remove liquid waste from the body. What type of muscles line the ureters and bladder walls? And that would be smooth muscle, because if you'll remember, smooth muscle is the involuntary muscle that lines a lot of your body's organs. So smooth muscle lines the walls of the ureters and bladder. Number 4. Do we only have 4 homework questions for a number? We do. Oh no, we have 2 number 4s. Sorry. Put these events in the correct order. A, urine enters the ureter. B, water is filtered in the kidneys. And C, urine enters the urethra. So you can't have urine until the water's filtered out of the blood in the kidneys. So B has to go first. And then the ureters connect the kidneys to the bladder. So next would be urine enters the ureters, and then it goes to the bladder, and then it's stored in the bladder until the bladder's full, and then the urine enters the urethra. So the correct order would be B, A, C. So water filtered, travels down the ureters, goes to the bladder, then enters the urethra. All right, here we go. The warm-up questions for Wednesday and Thursday, December 9th and 10th. Which process is governed by the autonomic nervous system? So just like it sounds, autonomic is automatic. These are those smooth muscles and those cardiac muscles. And so that means that it would be D, digesting food. That is controlled by the autonomic nervous system. All of these other things, writing, running, chewing, those are voluntary muscles that are under your control. So they are the somatic nervous system. So digesting food is governed by the autonomic nervous system. Number 2, which of the following statements is true? Your brain is not involved in all the actions your body performs. If you'll remember, your brain does not control your heartbeat. The nerves in your body, some places they're bunched closely together, but not all places. The somatic nervous system those are actually sensory nerves that allow you to feel hot and cold sensations. The answer to this is C, that there are gaps between many of the nerve cells in your body. And that's actually what your body uses the calcium stored in your skeletal system for, is to facilitate the nerve impulse being converted to a neurotransmitter and then back to a nerve impulse, so that those nerve impulses can jump those little gaps between nerve cells. Those gaps are called synapses. So the statement that is true is C, that there are gaps between many of the nerve cells in your body. Number 3, if an area of your body, like your fingertip, is more sensitive than another area of your body, like your heel, what can you conclude about your fingertip? Well, what you can conclude is that it has more nerve endings than other parts of your body. You use your fingertips a lot for gathering information about the world around you, not so much your heels. So prick the tip of your finger with something sharp and prick your heel with something sharp, and you'll definitely feel it in your fingertip more than you will your heel. So the answer is B. It contains more nerve endings than other parts of your body. Number 4, where in your body do you have nerve cells? And the answer to that is everywhere. You have nerve cells all over your body. And number 5, a disorder known as CIPA prevents certain people from feeling pain. What can you infer about these people? Well, initially, a lot of students always think, wow, that'd be super cool. I'd be like, have a superpower. I would feel no pain. I could do anything I want. Well, actually, what happens is people with this disorder tend to injure themselves or even burn themselves quite seriously without even realizing it. And just because you don't feel the pain doesn't mean you haven't harmed your body and need medical attention. But because they don't feel it, a lot of times they're not alerted to the fact that something's wrong. Pain is your body sending a signal telling you, hey, there's something wrong. Stop doing that, or you've done something that needs to be taken care of. They don't have that pain sensation, so they continue doing whatever it is that caused the injury, or touching that hot stove or whatever, because they don't feel it, and then they end up doing terrible, terrible harm to themselves. So the answer to that is B. They often injure or burn themselves without realizing it. All right, so there is your homework recap for the week of December 7th through 11th. As always, if you have any questions, please see your science teacher.